Hey everyone, this is Eric back again with Auto Replay, and this channel kind of talks about cars, finances, and family. That's kind of the three things that I kind of work on with this channel. I do have a second channel with the business, Security Force Southeast. It's located here in Tallahassee, Florida. But I would not talk about that right now. We're going to talk about finances in this video. Okay, I want to show you that I've started an account with, I think it's called Robinhood was the app. I actually started this and went online and registered for an account months ago. I've had this sitting on my phone and hadn't really put any money into it. I had my free stock, and I'll show you the account. I actually bought a Tesla stock. Well, I didn't buy it. They actually gave it to me for free just for signing up and basically linking my bank account with the actual account, the Robinhood account. So I think it's really, really neat how simple it would make it, because you could buy fractional shares of a stock, because like Tesla is $500-$600 for one share of stock, right? So they gave me like whatever, I'll look it up, like 0.001% of a share, but still it's cool that they actually gave me some interest in the company, and that company doesn't pay dividends. And I'm going to talk about dividend stocks in this video here, because I think that, I looked at the audience of, the profile of the demographics of the channel, who's actually looking at my videos. It looks like, 98% of men actually look at the videos. So, from 25 to like 45 years old. So there's people that around my age or younger. And, I think it's very, very important to get your finances straight. It's very, very important, because we do live in a financial world. And here's my daughter. You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi to everybody real quick. They don't see you enough. Come here. Come on, come on, come on. You want to get in the video? Okay. She'll come back later. But, because personally, I am the one working here. So we're a one person income household, in a sense. It's not two people. It's just one person. It's my wife and two kids. And, we make it work. Let's say that. But if I was able to have my finances in order when I was 20 years old, if I would have, and this is what I would tell the younger people looking at the videos, if y'all watching this video, is to get your finances in order. Like, you do want to figure out your career and have fun and all this and that, but get your finances in order, because it's so important, because we live in a financial world. And what I mean by that is that, yes, you can, if I was young and if I was making $20,000 or $30,000 a year for a salary, right, and I'm only 20 years old, I would tell you to live as frugal as possible. You ain't gotta like eat beans out of a cup every day, nothing like that. But I'm saying, like, if you're making $20,000, and if you live off of $10,000, and you put another $10,000 up for 3 years, you have $30,000 in the bank. You know what I mean? So, and then over time, that $30,000 will grow to be $1 million by the time you're 50. Just by sitting in the bank and compounding, or sitting in the stock portfolio. And the time of compounding will work for you if you have it in the right 5, 6, 7%, interest rate that's going to pay you. So that's what you want to get to, is a point where your money is actually making money for you. You don't want to work for money, because it's so hard to actually do that when you have family responses, you got a business, and you got your daughter over here talking in the video, So, lost my train of thought for a second, but I would say if you're around that age and you're just getting into the workforce, try to, they're going to take 40% out for taxes. You take 40% and pay yourself, and you store it. Your goal is to store the money, okay, and live off 20%. I've been listening to this billionaire. His name is Grant Cardone. I got his book. It's called 10X. He's talking about taking whatever you do and do it in a multiple, but we'll talk about that in another video. I'm talking about finances today, and I want to show you the Robinhood account and what I've gotten into it, and why dividend stocks are so important, because you want to take your money that you are making, and you want that money to work for you, in a sense, so you don't have to keep work for money, So that's why I kind of shifted the channel from doing a lot of work on the cars and buying all the parts for the cars and all this other stuff, and showing you that yes, you can do different things to make money passively. You know, now we have the neighbor storage app where people are actually parking here and paying us $155 a month, and that's money that's working passively for us. So that's, I mean, I just answer a text, yeah, you can park your car, boom, we got $55 with Venmo from the customer, and I just move the car to the back. They let me know when they're coming back. I move the car to the front, boom. It's easy money. It's not like I'm physically digging ditches, I'm physically working, I'm not doing hard labor, you know what I mean? So it's easy money in my sense. And really I could just let the car just sit out there, but I don't want the car just sitting in my way, so that's why I move it, you know what I mean? And you know, and then I could see where you could grow things like that, where I could offer me a car wash, or I could clean the headlights or whatever and make extra money, but then I'm working for my money, you know? And the point is that I don't want to keep working for my cash flow. And you want to get to your cash flow. Cash flow is king. Cash flow is so serious, because if you could start having, you know, these monthly checks come in, you know, to the house for whatever reason, you know, if you got a rental property, if you got dividend stocks, if you're getting, you know, money from people parking cars on your yard or your property or your business or your lot or whatever it is, you got to have monthly income coming in to pay your expenses. So it's so important. If you're young or middle age, my age, whatever, I don't know where everybody's financial situation is, but it's so important that you get your finances in order. So, you know, eventually, you know, money will start work for you. And, you know, because things are not getting cheaper. Inflation, milk's going to be $5 a gallon, then it's going to be $10 a gallon, then it's going to be $15 a gallon. It's just going to happen. Inflation is going to rise. The cost of goods are going to increase. But technology gets cheaper, you know what I mean? So it's just what it is. So it's just the fighting thing that we're fighting against, you know what I mean? Is all these things, and, you know, this is what's going to happen in life. So I would just definitely encourage people to first store your money until you can find a vehicle that is guaranteed to pay you, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7%, and then you transition that money to something else. So I want to kind of get into that, and that's the background. And I wish I would have known about this, because I always knew, like, you know, I was taught to work hard and go to college and buy a house, and, you know, all these things that I have are liabilities. My house is a liability. I have to work for it. It doesn't pay me. I have to make a mortgage payment. You know, the car is a liability. I have to fix it. I have to work on it. It's constantly a liability because it's not a brand new car. You know what I mean? Everything's a liability. You know, I mean, we don't have a lot of assets, and that's what I'm trying to work on, is assets. You know, the business, in a sense, is an asset, and that it generates monthly, quarterly, biannual, annually income. It is an asset. I mean, because really I could, in a sense, if I could train the right manager, I could leave from that business and it would run itself, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to grow the business. I'm trying to simplify the business and put procedures in place and make it worth even more than it is worth now. So that's what I'm working on there. So that's one asset that we are working on. And then now my other asset is that, you know, I do have a 401k plan, and I am putting that, so like a portion of my income that I make goes straight into that 401k. I don't even see it. It doesn't even make a difference to me. I know if I had it, we would spend it. You know what I mean? Like, I would get my daughter something nice, or my son, or my wife. And it's just, you know, it's hard to, you know, like I was at Walmart, if you watched the video before, and I was like, man, you know, I was like, you want to try a tricycle, guys? She tried it, she's riding it, she's pedaling it. I was like, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? I want to buy that for her. So, you know, it's just hard, you know, when you're limited on funds, you know what I mean? That's the position I'm in. But, you know, that's what we're going to work on, and this is why I'm getting educated financially. So, that's why I want to talk about dividend stocks, and where I think it'll be a good starting point for us, because we can't just go buy another house as a rental, or, you know, invest in some other business, anything like that. So, and this is something that anybody starting out can do, you know what I mean? So this is what I'm always looking at. It's like, if you watch like some other videos, it talks about, how you could start an eBay account and you can start going through things in your house and taking things that you already have that's worth value and selling them to get the cash out of it, because cash is king. Cash flow is king. And this is what I'm learning, because I was thinking, I had in my mind, the wrong way of thinking that, okay, I could go buy something and then, make it more valuable. And the problem is that whenever you buy something, you're always going to, it takes time to buy it, for one. It's going to take cash to buy it, and then it costs you to buy, and then you got to do something with it. You got to bring it back here. You got to do something. If you can't just already buy it half off and just resell it, it's going to take time to sell it. You got to market it. You got to talk to people. You got to, then you sell it. Then it's going to be another cost to sell. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of time, and your money's getting tied up in something. So like if you're trying to flip a car, same thing, like even if it's a $500 car, you go look until you go look at a car, and all this time is being spent, and then you go, buy the car, then you're supposed to put the car in your name and go to get all the tag and tie it on all this other stuff, and then you got to work on the car, and then you got to fix it, you got to drive it, make sure it's a good car, and then you got to sell the car, and you got to market it, all that stuff takes time, and it's taking a lot of time, it's taking a lot of money that's being, stuck in the item, so this is where you want to keep your money liquid. And what I mean is liquid is that you can take your money out of it really quick. So, even things like gold, I have to go sell the gold. You have to go find somebody to buy it, and then they're not going to pay me what gold is going for, even though gold's like, $2,000 an ounce, they're going to want to give me $1,500 an ounce, So they're going to want to make some money off of it. So, you're always going to kind of lose in that sense. So that's why I'm looking at the dividend stocks, because I'm trying to work on cash flow, things that will actually pay us monthly. Even if it's $2 a month, just get started, but then it'll be $20, and then it'll be $200 a month. And then eventually I want to be able to take it where our expenses are being paid by an investment vehicle. If it's, dividend stocks or this storage app or the business or whatever it is, that just generates income so it don't physically have to work. And then, I'm not that I don't want to work, it's just that I want to have something in place that actually pays, So it's like having just checks that's coming in the mail, that's what cash flow is, man. That's why if your younger viewers, if you're 20, 30, 40, whatever, however old you are, cash is king, but cash flow is the best way to go, man. Cash flow is the best way to go. So I'm putting that down in the description. Cash flow is, man, you got to have it. It's very, very important. Family, friends, knowing God, all that is important. But we do live in a financial world, man. So you got to, everything costs stuff. You got to have a phone. You got to pay for a phone. You got to have a car. You got to take care of the car. You got to have a place to live. You got to eat, rent, food, all this other stuff. And then, all this other stuff just starts building upon. You got birthday parties and vacations and all this stuff. So all this stuff costs money, So that's why it's so important to have that financial instrument in place, so you're not worried about stuff or how you're going to do things, or that you could live comfortably, So that's why I want to kind of talk about it. So I'm going to show you my Robinhood account. I will leave a link down below for that account if you want to sign up. You do get one free stock, I think. And the whole point of it is that I want to make a purchase and buy enough shares that this stock will actually pay us, a monthly residual income, So, right now I'm just stacking money up. So I'm trying to, whatever I do get, if it's anything, given to us for free that we're not going to use, whatever, and it's worth something, I'll try to sell it, put that money into the dividend stock, not taking it to, a thrift store and let them sell it, let them take it as a donation, because they're, I'll go ahead and see if we can make it worthwhile for us at first. If not, I'll just give away. I'm gonna give in person, man. I would give, anything away, just about, as long as it doesn't put me in, it would put me in financial despair. But, now I'm at a point where, man, I'm 40 years old. I gotta work on this. I can't be as risky as I was when I was younger, but I would say get your finances in order, get your cash flow working for you. Whatever vehicle that you have, that could work in your favor so you can live comfortably would be the best way. So let me go ahead, I'll flip it, show you what's on the screen, and we'll go from there. So this is our Robinhood account, and you see it's $1,200 right now. Basically, I've taken part of the stimulus money that we got, or whatever it was. It was like $5,000. Hell, I put two into the car, and then I put another $1,000 in this, and then went on vacation. Spent $2,000, so all that's pretty much gone. So this is how it is. But just want to show you from the point that I started putting money in this account, and right now I got it showing on the all. You can see where it's grown, but that's just me just constantly putting money in right here on this graph. Hopefully this light's not blinding y'all, but it's already appreciated $56 from the point where I bought. And I'm looking at this realty income fund, and this is my dividend stock that I'm actually buying into. And I was buying it at, my average cost was about $67 right here, and I got 16 shares, and it's 93% of my portfolio right now. So right now I'm trying to just put as much money as I can into this dividend stock, because this one pays out monthly, and I should have a payout come in, I think like around the 14th of this month. So I'll actually see, some dividends. Oh, it looks like I got $2.87 coming already, and that'll be in June, man. So let me see if I can rotate this up, and hopefully this light's not blinding y'all. Yeah, I think that light was blinding. So already, man, we're getting $3 almost back. I mean, that just shows you the power of a dividend stock, man. So if I would have had, who knows, at the point that I had when they actually started paying, I might have had $800 in it. I have to look and see. So maybe next month we'll have 3 or 4, and basically this is going right back into the dividend stock, man. So it's just money that's just going to go back into the principal, and then it's going to grow even faster. You know what I mean? Hell, every little bit helps, but eventually, if we had to live off this income, we would have, obviously we have $3 coming back, but we want to have $2,000 coming back to pay for our expenses, at least a minimum. So that's my goal, is to take everything that I can and put into this realty income. And I'm not telling you to buy this or nothing like that. I'm just saying this is what I'm working on. Seems like a safe bet so far. And I'm just going to continue to buy it and buy it and buy it and just kind of go from there. But I've also been doing some research, and what I've done is, let me go back one. I made a list of all the dividend stocks that I'm kind of interested in. So let me see if it'll show it on here, because I'm always using my phone. So it's part of my list, and this is my list here. So this is my dividend stock list. Let's see if it'll bring it up. So all these stocks here, there's the SPYD, there's BlackRock Utilities, Western Asset Global, John Hancock. This is an interesting one because I can't just buy it through Robinhood. I'll have to actually probably go through a broker. So this one looks like this would be a very high profile dividend stock to actually buy into, because I can't anybody buy into. You probably got to have like either a minimum of like 2,000 or something. I don't know if that's right or not, don't quote me, but that's how some of these more preferred stocks work. You have to have money to buy into them, just so people are not making it fluctuate as bad. There's Power Shares, Shaw Communications, so basically, like, I got 16 shares as realty income, and then I got 2 shares as Stag Industrial. And I think the Stag Industrial, this one is it's a REIT. It's basically a REIT is a real estate investment trust, and basically it's based on, buying and selling real estate or owning it. So I think I started buying into this one because I was watching another guy on YouTube, and they actually own a lot of commercial properties where, like Costco's and Amazon and all these big, businesses actually pay a lease, So they're not going out of business, and they're doing really good. even during the pandemic, you know what I mean? So I started buying into this to have a little bit more of diversity. So I want to just focus on one since, I'm not, wealthy or rich yet. I'm kind of working on it. And this is just something I had to learn was finances. Nobody taught me. My dad, he did the best he could, you know what I mean? And I thank God for him and who he is and, that he is my dad. But, I had to learn a lot of things the hard way, and he probably did try to teach me stuff. But if I could teach my son cash flow at 10 years old or even now, and have him understand that if he could put money into a vehicle that pays him every month or every 3 months, or how you got to make it work where it actually pays his expenses for life, and he wouldn't have to worry about stressing about working. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that he wouldn't have to work, but taking that stress off would be a life changer. This is why I'm very focused on this right now. I'm trying to explain this because in a way that's simple enough that makes sense, that you want to make sure you have enough money being generated off of something that's going to pay you, while you're sleeping, man. So, like hell, we're getting $2, you know what I mean? And I have to look and see. I think maybe since I bought this one after the month, I don't know exactly when did I buy this. I have to look it up. I don't know. I'll figure this out. That might be why I don't have a dividend on this one, but I should have a dividend coming out on this one also. So I don't know. We'll figure that out. So this is what I was kind of just want to tell you about, the financial education that you should be going after. And this is what I'm going after right now. Is just something that, it's anybody can start with. You know what I mean? Anybody can do this. You know what I mean? You're not limited. Hell, you could put $10 in every week. You know what I mean? Something. I would put whatever you can at first, even if it's $5 a week. Start somewhere, then you put $10, then you put $20 in there. You know what I mean? Then you go and you move up, man. And basically, you want to have 40% of your income going into an investment vehicle. You want to, even if you just put it into the bank, even though you're not making any money at the bank. And that's why I've been listening to Grant Cardone, because cash is trash, man. It is, because you got to have something paying you. That's what he's saying. You have to have something paying you every day, every second, every month, man, to make it in this world. So, that's why, especially now, because the banks are not paying anything, you can't go buy what people were doing in the 1970s. That was 50 years ago. Now you got to do something different. Even if it's a YouTube channel or whatever you got going on, something has to pay you in a sense. So, and I want to show you, this is the actual free stock. This is what they gave me. They gave me 77, was worth 77 cents today. I've actually lost 28 cents. So I had like $1 in it, in the Tesla stock that's worth $600 right now. So, but heck, you do get something worth of value. And it gets you started, you know what I mean? So in a sense, if this is something that's interesting to you, I'm not saying that you need to do it anything. You have to do your research. I say do your research before you take your hard-earned money and put it into something that you don't really know how it works. You know what I mean? So do your research. Even if you start with something like this, you could create the account. You get your free stock, see how it works. You could put $1 in or $5 or whatever. And the cool thing about this, whenever you do link your bank account to it, you could do instant transfer of funds. So like what I do, I'm like, okay, I sold, that piece of furniture for $50, off of Facebook Marketplace. Then I go ahead and I transfer that money to my bank account because the lady Venmoed me the money. And then after that, I could do an instant transfer to this Robinhood account, and they give me basically buying power. And I could take that buying power and I can buy more stock. It's an instant thing. So right now I already put $20 in that I want to buy more Monday. I'm gonna look at the price, but if the price is $70 or anything around that, I want to buy more. If it goes down to 68, I want to buy even more of it. You know what I mean? Like 67, So I'm always kind of looking at it. I'm not looking at it like a day trade or anything like that. I'm looking at it more like holding on for the long run, you know what I mean? Because, over the last week or so, it's going up, but if we look at it over the last year, it has been going on the incline. As long as it's staying and holding its position, that's my main thing. I don't want it to go to half of it, but it looks like around you know February 20th, March 20th is when we had a decline. That's probably when COVID hit right here. And even at that time, it went from 76 to 49. So it did lose about 30 points of it, but that's just probably anything in any market, you know what I mean? So, if I could buy, about halfway, which is about 66, it was at 77, $80 at one point, and it'll go back up to that, you know what I mean? So, I should have, if I would have known any better, I would have bought it here, at 47. But you don't know. You can't time the market. I mean, unless you're just some savvy investment, stockbroker. But I'm not. I'm just trying to just steadily just keep on buying a little bit, and as long as it's going up, I'm fine. And get those residuals put back in, and then even if it did go down. You did have this sharp decline, but we're talking about, okay, it was February, $80. It came back to $60 in June. I mean, it's about to be 70. So, I mean, even if you had to wait a year, your money would come back. I mean, the thing is to just hold on, man. And I'm not in no rush of selling anything. So I'm in it for the long haul. Like I said, and we'll just keep going from there. Appreciate y'all checking out another video, man. Talk about finances. Who would have thought I would have been sitting here talking about finances? But I do encourage anybody that does, come work with me, or anybody that I know personally that is, younger status or whatever, man. I'm like, man, you just starting to work, dude. Save some money, bro. Like, put some money way up for a rainy day, man. Just don't go out there and party all up and spend it. I mean, yeah, you're young or whatever, do it. But, dude, if I would have put up 30 grand and just let it sit, and I would have put it in something like this, like a Robinhood investment dividend stock, like a dividend stock, if I would have known about dividend stocks 20 years ago, bro, I probably have $1 million easy. I mean, if I probably have 3-4 grand paying me right now, and just I didn't know about it. Nobody taught me. So near here and there. Now I know. Now I know there's investment vehicles like that. I'm not saying that it would have even stayed at the value that it would have stayed at. Who knows? Could have lost money here and there, but it is something that is helpful to know about. I mean, anything takes on risk. But I think this is the best way right now for me personally to just put cash away until we can find a different financial instrument that'll work out better for us. Because I could pull the money out, I could sell it. It makes my cash, my investment, liquid, because I can sell it Monday through Friday. I get the cash back out of it. I may have to pay some taxes on it, but I can get the cash out of it, and I can do it pretty quick. It's not like gold, cars, houses. Oh God, who knows? Unless you're just some major flipper, who knows? You might sell a house, man. This house has been great because we do have a roof over our heads, but it's been a major liability. I bought it when the real estate market was high. I bought it too high. I got too much money in it. I mean, it's a loss. It is what it is. But I pay $500 for it every month. So where else can I live for $500 in Tallahassee? Not a lot of places. So it does work out well for that, and that's what Grant Cardone was talking about. He's talking about rent your house, don't own it, man. You don't want to own anything that's going to be a liability. Cars are a liability, unless you're buying Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and stuff like that hold value. Everything else is a liability. You want to buy things that are worth money, man. Things that pay you every month. That's what you want to buy. Things that pay you. Buy things that pay you. Figure out what it'll pay you every month. Have that doggone check coming to the mail, a check going to your bank account. Figure that out, man. So, y'all like this video. Like, share, subscribe, man. I do have a lot of viewers that do watch the videos that have not subscribed. I'm not saying that you should, but I am going to put more and more content out there. So, you know, it is coming, man. And I do want to help people. I'm putting time and effort into this. I'm not making like all these videos that are flashy and all this other stuff. I'm just putting out what I think my words and my opinions are. And, you know, you can take them for what it's worth. So I'll catch y'all later, man. I got to go to work tomorrow. See you.